Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to another episode of Homeworld Mobile Ultimate Guides here on Vertical Bar Media. Today we got update 1.9 for Homeworld Mobile, and it's looking like a pretty big update. So make sure to like and subscribe if you like this content and want more like it. Make sure to leave a comment with suggestions for other videos. Let's dive straight into it. So first off, we got some new faction-specific currency. These are going to be useful in the new donation missions. So I actually do have some here in my inventory. I'll show you. This will come down under the items. We got dead currency, tokens of the eldest. We also have some Asmari talent murals and some Tanakh religious items. You'll need to donate these you'll essentially be able to find these all in loot. So I'll go up here to the containers. Let's see, I opened all my major ones. So medium, you'll see that this is now added to the drop table. We have 32 dead currencies, religious icons, and token of the eldest. This is going to populate in all of the Kangasian cargo for every tier. It's just the amount that changes. Whereas medium kithless is going to give us the talent murals for the emissary. So only Kangasian and minor only Kangasian and kithless salvage are going to drop it. Minor Youts are not going to drop their tier specific stuff or anything at all for that matter. So they're not changed. I haven't donated any of these, but maybe I can jump to a donation, see if I can get a random one. Let's go to Tepicol. While we're doing this, I'll introduce the new Flak Cannon update. So apparently we got two major updates with this. One is AoE damage, and the second is anti-hull booster damage. Now this is kind of disappointing for a lot of the community. They wanted kinetic weapons to include both mass drivers and flak turrets. So this is kind of disappointing, although now flak specific weapons have a different damage type than kinetics because it's going to include area of effect damage. So this is going to be quite interesting to see how the community kind of plays out with this. It kind of sucks because it doesn't allow us to use flak and kinetic modules for the same weapon. I think that should be more. There should be more integration with that. Like ion weapons and pulsar weapons should generally kind of use the same modules. That way you can mix and match pulsars and ions or missiles and torpedoes. But you can't do that as much without sacrificing so much DPS and fire rate from your current weapon systems. So that's kind of disappointing. We'll see. We'll definitely see. In terms of other disappointing things, we also lost. We didn't lose much. We're getting back a little bit, I guess. The Headhunter event now is going to have a 30% drop rate. For the epic salvage boxes, the loot tables have been reworked, as well as scrolling through here. Headhunter event, the content. Yeah, this is just going to be basically a different event. I mean, pretty much the same event. It's still going to be tier locked, so you can maybe only get tier 4 if you've passed a base certain percentage. That's not clearly specified here in the patch notes, so we'll see if that gets any changes. So no luck on donating anything yet on this system. Maybe we can jump to another one while I explain some other stuff. But we do have quite a bit of update to signal rewards. Oh man, this is going to be kind of a bummer. Kinetic turrets have almost been completely removed from the pool of faction signal reward missions. So therefore Tanakh T2, T3, and T4, as well as Yout T3 and T4, do not drop any kinetic turrets anymore. This has been done to increase the chance relative to ions and pulsars and missiles and torpedoes in the Yout. So if you continue to do Tanakh, we should have a higher chance of finding pulsar weapons now. However, this does this doesn't indicate where kinetic turrets can be found now. So maybe kinetic turrets are going to be isolated to the Tanox, or sorry, to the Kangassians, but they also have and added a lot more chances to get batteries. So we'll see that for the assignment, the daily assignments. Now we're going to get an additional battery with some of these daily assignments, as well as weekly assignments will yield a rare battery. So that's going to be kind of nice. We get a little bit more updates, or we get a little bit more access to batteries. I've never necessarily needed any, because I buy this 10 pack every day. I mean, it's only 80k to buy it, so I keep a healthy stock of those, and I never have to use any of my higher ones that I get to collect. But that might be different for lower tiers with different scanners, but good news is now there are more accessible scanners. I don't believe it's in this market. I believe it's in the liaison markets. Ooh, pulsar frigates. And maintenance ship. It's a whole flurry of events this week. Okay. Oh, did these get added permanently? I hope so. Restocks in 5 days. I can only buy them every 6 days. I'll check the market update here in just a second. But that's good to see that. I don't see that other thing. It's not on the prestige market. Those are all the same. Yep, so that's all the same there. Let's check the liaison where that shows up. All right, so here it is. Liaison requisitions update. So they've lowered the restrictions on how often you can buy blueprints from the market. So we'll see that internal blueprints once per week is removed. There's no restriction whatsoever. External modules like weapons, you can do twice per day. So I don't know if that's 12-hour reset or if you can just purchase 2 per day, and that's it. Other blueprints, once per week, twice per week for squads, and then once per day. So they were once per week, twice per week for squads, but now you can purchase other blueprints once per day. They've additionally added uncommon scanner blueprints to different liaison markets. So T1, we'll see Iantique level 1, new T1 uncommon scanner there. T2 is in Tannock, and the T3, and then T4 is going to be available in the Emissary with a reputation level of 3 required, and it's going to cost you 1,600 external code fragments. That's great. I love that things are costing the universal currency, so as you're building up through your tiers, you're able to purchase these pretty quickly and easily with external codes. Other market changes. Yeah, so the only other market changes were those 2 things added to this screen here, the offer screen. We got a premium time for 4 weeks at $20 a month, essentially, if you'd like to support your developers. And after that, we have a small little update here for the system targets. Apparently there's going to be some clustering, and there's zoom. Yeah, so you'll see that here there's a cluster of 2. If you tap on it and then zoom in a little bit, maybe it breaks it down. No, just kind of, yeah, so you have to zoom in to see it. But we haven't seen any updates with the scanning or seeing any updates with how long it takes. Oh, this is new. Lost Tonk Kosh. I didn't see that in there. Update. Oh, okay. So now there's going to be caches that we can find throughout the systems, and these are going to add tokens or whatever. I guess it's tier specific. So I'm in Tannock space. I'll find maybe Tannock ones, or if that was maybe just a Tannock. I'll have to roll back the video. If that had a tier on it, then I think those. But it didn't say different find. Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna jump to another system. One with a liaison. Jump. All right. So, in terms of other changes, we did get a nice update to the module components UI. So this means that all of our fabricators, all of the Starbase modules, all the things have an indication of where they're going to go. So we'll show that here in just a second. We'll also touch on we got a new update feature. So this isn't clear on whether we need to still update the game through iOS store or the app part or the marketplace, but now there's going to be an option to download updates on the game, and it's going to have a little progress bar and all that to deal with. So let's go ahead and look at these internal modules. We'll see that now that we see that they have all of this. All these here have a little indication, mounting options. Obviously, storage module can go in all three components. We'll see that the sensor range boosters here can only go in the primary or the 4 section. These are available to go into the middle section, and they also mount in the Starbase. These are all rear mounts. So that is fantastic. I love it. Being able to see where these modules go. Nothing else is changing about the weapons or any other internals, but we'll be able to see this from our storage, and this is actually pretty awesome. So we can close this down, open up internal modules. Yeah, so all of these are going to be Starbase or flagship, and they'll indicate that they go in the center. These can go anywhere in the flagship. These modules are all fore or aft. Awesome stuff. Love it. This is great improvements to the UI, and I'm glad that they're taking feedback from the community on this issue. As for other UI changes, they've added change full percentage value. Okay, so fabrication time and maybe refining time change their indications. Okay, fabrication time. Okay, so this is actually really curious. So this says 87% because I'm using a slight cost reduction with an officer. But let's me switch to my carrier fleet. Now, the reason I was switching to this carrier fleet is because this has all of my parts fabricators on it. And I want to see if the percentage indicates how fast the parts fabricator fabricates parts in relationship to a part fabricator, or if it relates it to overall ships. So I'm going to have to go to my internal modules here. All right, let's pick one of these part assemblers. Yeah, so it says 66%, so that means that this is 60% of how fast this produces it compared to the other one. Not necessarily without comparison to the other one, because otherwise this would be about 30% reduction in overall parts fabrication cost and time. So yeah, this percentage still technically isn't correct, but it is correct for the parts assembler, knowing that the parts assembler fabricates faster than the other fabricators, but just for parts. So that, and they also changed something about the epic tokens, the epic UI, epic officers. Yeah, not much there. We got a small update to the UI in the Starbase. Change the visualization of random officer bundles. Modules generate resource. Now show additional stats. That's just the mounting options, I think. There is a new update to this, kind of fix the scanning bug or the scan cap. But not really. It just means that all the signals are going to be removed from the galaxy every 3 days. So this doesn't change the number of scannable objects that spawn each day, but this is going to delete signals now. This isn't clear if it's when the scan has been detected, or if it's when it's been fully analyzed, if it's going to delete that. But we'll see. Overall, it's just going to mean scan more, go to more systems, do more things. And we have some new updates to the codex. This is a fantastic option. So up here in the player menu, by clicking your player icon and then player level, you can go to the codex. And they added a new option about flagship functionalities. That's great kerneling there, guys. Love it. Yeah, so it's going to drop you about internal and external. It's going to tell you about the bridge, turrets, hangar, sensor. So it kind of gives a whole breakdown. The bonus slot will not apply. Okay. Do not serve any gameplay purpose. This is hilarious. I'm so sad about that. It's probably an overall limitation on how much the system can actually support fleets, which you can't. I'm sorry. But it's great that they added this information in here to the codex. This is searchable, so you can go through it. I don't know if they fixed the bug where it kind of disappears sometimes, but overall, it looks like it's functioning. I'm able to use it. One of the problems was when I came back to it later, sometimes it didn't exist anymore. Nope, still works. Looks good. We'll report on that later if there's anything else. As well as they renamed a bunch of old strike boxes. I think this is only an update. This is only strike boxes prior to update 1.6. So if you open up your stuff monthly or whatever, you probably shouldn't have any antiquated stuff. But if you have stuff, it's probably antiquated for a long time. Also, minimum required iOS version goes from 12 to 16, and minimum required Android version 5.1 to 10. That's crazy that they supported 5.1 for so long. Most notable scanning 2 signals, not a problem. Repair burst is fixed. All right, they fixed the damage of T4 missile frigates was lower than intended. Enemies fixing some bugs. Scanner bug. Looks like a loop. Fix it. You're able to loop a signal while playing in a group. Oh, they just patched out looping. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna see how that goes. Fix that new Frontiers assignment did not auto-complete with objectives already filled. Fixed invisible battle cruisers and sensor probe missions, trophy hunts. Oh wow, they fixed epic enemies not counting towards some certain signal missions. That's great. Fixed instance, they're able to undock squads of 18 more. Fix some instances, so not all of them. Okay, so they think they fixed it. They can't reproduce it anymore. So if we can reproduce it, please report this on the issue channel. But it looks like they've got that fixed. And I think the only thing I skipped over here was a bunch of new missions. So under here on assignments, it looks like I actually got some stuff now. This is so cool. So first of here we'll have let's actually go in here. Chapter 34. We also got some missions added to chapter 33. So this is going to be a little bit get some batteries, fabrication methods, do some donations probably, do some liaison stuff, and then we're going to get into the Nightmare Gulf. This is actually going to give us a emissary assault corvette. This is a half junk. This is new. Emissary assault corvette. I don't think I have one of those. Cool. So some more batteries and a couple more missions. This is gonna give us a couple more things to do here in the late end. I guarantee you they'll be finished by the end of the week. So with that, I think that's all. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more updates. Make sure to comment, and if you guys have anything, love to hear from you. Don't forget to do your dailies.